Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. Today it is time to get rid of these things. Yes, we are getting rid of the witch farms and replacing them with new witch farms, of course. What did you think I would say? Did you think I would say raid farms? Of course not. There are no raid farms, at least not for redstone. I have designed a new witch farm design because while this design is kind of fun and interesting, I have learned quite a few things about how farms work, especially witches, and how spawning works. I'm gonna talk about this after we build the first one. First, I need to gather materials. And for that, we actually need to go to a farm I designed not too long ago. Or was it long ago? I actually don't know. No, actually it was like many months ago because it was in the beginning of 1.17. Yes, we need amethysts because we're going to be using a lot of tinted glass. So one of the design decisions for the new witch farm was that I wanted tinted glass. That was one of the biggest ones. So let's just fetch the amethysts, and I think they should be to the left here. Oh, no. It is exactly that portal. So let's fetch the amethysts and make a lot of tinted glass. I think I should have enough, and if not, well, I will have to AFK here for a while. Where was the entrance to this thing, though? I don't remember. Oh, there. Yes, I left myself a little pillar here, and I thought I had a portal down here. Didn't I have a portal? I was thinking I set up a portal here. Oh, well, I guess I didn't. But let's pick this stuff up. I'm just gonna grab a couple of shulker boxes because, well, I don't remember how much. Ooh, is the skeleton in here? This place is not particularly well set up right now. But let's grab all the amethysts we can grab, and let's make tinted glass. Alright, and I have all the materials here, so, well, the only thing we should do now is to kill this thing. We can actually just do it by... I thought I would land on the floor below. Clearly, I didn't. Why am I here? Okay, we can just... that disabled the clock, right? And, yeah, nothing else left to do other than just dismantling this. I think I'm just gonna... Yes, this tower needs to go because the on-off switch is in a different place. The loot system is different. Everything is different. So we will have to rebuild all of it. Right, let's kill this witch farm and build a new one. And we have not just one, but actually two witch farms. Well, two new witch farms. An interesting thing about the time lapses that you just saw was that, well, I played both of the dismantlings and builds at the same time. And I noticed something when I was rendering the time lapses for the dismantlings. They were both within 30 seconds in length. So dismantling apparently took me exactly or almost exactly the same amount of time. While building this one is the first one I built and also the first one I dismantled. But building this one took me, I think, half an hour longer than that one. And yes, the time lapses were quite compressed. But yeah, we have witch farms and they work perfectly. Let's get closer to them and maybe we can see how they work. But this is a very classic design. Ooh, the tinted glass makes it almost impossible to see in. Maybe if we do gamma override, yeah, okay, with gamma override we can actually see inside, but now the witches stopped spawning. But this is almost a classic shifting floor design. I kinda was inspired by Ilmango's design here, but I tried to make it better, and I don't know if I succeeded. This will actually be a different video. I will make a video that will be called Did I manage to improve Ilmango's witch farm? Because I am actually not sure. So I noticed that in his design, the way he was transferring the signal from the tripwires, because there are tripwires over the spawning spaces here, right? So the witches spawn on the floor here, and the floor is soul sand and normal blocks, and we separate them with trapdoors because that still allows them to spawn in there, but that helps when we are shifting the floor to fall down. It's classic shifting floor design, nothing particularly interesting here. But in his design, I noticed that he had observers here that were sending the signal from a clock, and we need to have a clock because otherwise this thing gets desynchronized. And, well, yeah, the shifting doesn't really work. It's the best way to shift the floors is with a clock. But I noticed that he had an observer here and not some other block. And I imagined, and this is something I am not sure about, I imagined that this would prevent pack spawning. Because pack spawning is supposed to break. And I have actually been doing some deep research into this. And we're actually going to do experiments, but that's going to be a different video. When there is a full block, and that is very unclear what that actually means, but when there is a full block at the foot level of where things spawn, so above the glass where we're standing right now, that will interrupt the pack spawn. And yes, I have been completely incorrect in how I understood pack spawning. I have probably mentioned this on Discord. People were kind of surprised that I was surprised. But the way I understood pack spawning is that first we pick a block, right? Then we try to spawn something there. If that succeeds or fails, then if there is space in the pack, so if we are spawning more than one thing, we would move to the next block, which is like plus or minus 6 blocks horizontally. That's not true. That's not how pack spawning works. I was assuming that since witches have pack size of 1, then pack spawning wouldn't matter. Yes, pack spawning matters a lot. That's why we have all the glass here. So the glass is on the level where we want the mobs to spawn, the highest level where they will spawn. And that allows the game to make an attempt to spawn here and then jump into the farm and spawn. That's the very short version of how pack spawning works for those of you who don't know. But it turns out that the whole jumping in horizontally 6 blocks happens before the first spawning attempt. That's it. That's all explanation you need. And I do believe that we will keep attempting, like if we fail to, like maybe we decide to spawn here and there is a block in the foot of where the mob is supposed to spawn, or in the case where the witch is supposed to spawn, there is a block so it doesn't spawn. I think, or I'm pretty sure that we make another attempt and just change the position where we spawn. I'm actually not 100% sure. I've been trying to figure it out. But I know that that layer of stuff that raises the height map and allows the game to perform spawning attempts over there and that move into the witch farm, it definitely helps. And it's actually 13 blocks out from the spawning spaces, and it definitely helps to make it as big as possible. Let's free cam and maybe see some witches spawn. Yeah, we can see them spawn, doodle-doo, and they fall down. Fall damage, nothing fancy. No fancy transportation like I was doing in the previous farm. No piston feed tapes. Just a super classic witch farm. The clever mechanism I have for detecting when I should shift the floor. And maybe we can see... Oh, we saw that there, but it's kind of fast. Let's look at the lowest level, because there is the best chance of us seeing that something is happening. Why are things spawning so slowly? My mob cap is not filled. Anyway, so the way we send the signal, because, right, there is a clock here, and we need to shift the floor on a clock. And it is by lowering these things in front of the observers, and the trapdoors touch the glass because there are glass panes here. Kind of hard to see, but there are definitely glass panes here. And you can see that anytime the trapdoor touches this glass pane, the glass pane changes shape. Oh, it's so hard to catch. Oh, there we had one. There maybe we had one. It changes shape, right? And that sends a signal through the glass pane into the observer, and that shifts the floor. And the exact same thing is happening on the other side, except that if we look at the clock here, there is no delay on this line that goes to this side, and there is a slight delay on this side. And that allows us to shift the floor nicely and easily. Nothing gets stuck. Everything just moves smoothly. And originally, I actually had the trapdoors on the sticky pistons, and this line was closer here where the trapdoors are now. And that also prevented us having any solid blocks on foot level. And like I said, I'm still not sure if observers actually are a problem to have at foot level, but we're gonna do that research some other time. But there was an issue, and the issue was that this redstone line here was above where the trapdoors are now, and you can see there are pistons below that. It's the sticky pistons that are lowering the glass panes now, and in the past they were lowering the trapdoors, and that caused quasi-connectivity issues. Not catastrophic quasi-connectivity issues, but it lowered the performance of the farm by maybe 1 or 2%. And so this idea with, originally with walls, but I changed that to glass panes because I just think the glass panes look better, or actually don't look anything at all. We can barely see them. That idea was from Boyen when I showed him this design, and he just came up with that idea pretty much on the spot, and I spent 2 days trying to figure it out. So yeah, now we have fully functioning witch farms, and for those who are inevitably going to write in the comments like, oh, but you should build the raid farm, you should watch a couple of episodes ago. I already built a fantastic, super fast, amazing raid farm, fully set up, everything was working, and I blew it up. Or my evil twin did. Wait, I'm not supposed to admit that I did it. It was, I had a dream that I blew it up. But yeah, I don't like raid farms for redstone because I think it's boring. I want different kinds of farms. I don't just want to have one farm that's gonna do everything. Anyway, the rates of these are, I think, around 30 to 50% better than the old ones. Closer to 30 than, but I haven't done super careful measurement on the old ones and the new ones, so I'm not 100% sure. They are definitely much faster, so maybe now we should be able to get more pistons. And just for reference, this is the 4th double chests of shulker boxes of pistons, so we're getting there. We definitely need 6 or 7, maybe even 8 double chests of pistons, but we're quickly getting there now. And I just noticed something really dangerous. I was about to shut this area off, so the bot is now dead, and I was just checking that everything turned off correctly, and yeah, our cobble generator hasn't turned off correctly, because I just noticed that the way it turns off, well, the only thing it does is, this is the bit that is dispensing the cobblestone into the water streams, and that is the only thing that is getting the power from the master switch. This is not enough. I need to turn this somehow off, and if I remember correctly, yes, we need to power this line to turn this off correctly, so I need to fix this, because otherwise this is way too dangerous to leave it like this. Because the master switch should not just connect that there isn't stuff in the water streams, obviously, but it actually shouldn't protect the machines from destroying themselves, and, well, there are pistons involved. Of course, this thing is gonna break itself. So, let's see. Can we improvise a very quick fix for this? Should I use quartz? No, I need to fetch some iron blocks, because everything here is built of iron blocks, I say, and look at white concrete. Maybe I wasn't as consistent as I thought. Anyway, I don't know what the power level is here, so Let's just drop a repeater here because we're completely fine with repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not gonna be too much, so it's fine. And we are straight under here. Let's fetch some iron blocks, hopefully, that I have somewhere in one of these chest monsters. This chaos here is just starting to drive me a little bit nuts. There we go. We have blocks of iron. And right, this was simple enough. And we can cover it up. Perfect. Come on, cover it up, cover it up, cover it up. Right. And the reason why I'm turning everything off is that I want to take a backup of this world and actually do a proper performance test of the witch farms. Because, well, we already did one when I was doing the test upgrade to 118 just to see how the witch farms are performing. And so I'm just going to use the results from that and compare it to results from this. And we're going to see how much the improvement is. Maybe isn't that massive, but I'm hoping it is. I don't want to do the test here because then I would just have to replace bits here with wool on the hoppers and would have to enable a carpet rule that I really don't want to enable. And by the way, I should just check. Did the witch farms turn off correctly? Yes, this is correctly turned off. A lot of witches in here. The wood farm, of course, correctly turned off. The only thing that doesn't really turn off is the iron farm, but it's fine. Shouldn't cause any issues. And I think also gunpowder should also be still on. Yeah, the gunpowder farm is still on, but this also doesn't really cause any issues because it's completely passive. There are no moving parts here, so it's fine. But definitely the cobble generator needs to turn off when the master switch is off. Right, backup testing. Let's go. Alright, and we are here in the creative copy of the world, and I have just written down the results from the video a few episodes ago where I did the test. So 117, the old farms generated 767 dust per hour, the 118 version of the same farms did only 400 dust per hour, so 52%. And I have just written it down so that we have something to compare after we run the tests. And it should be as simple. I don't need to do any magic. Just add the measurement wools instead of the droppers that we have here. The droppers that are just shooting out the loot into the water streams. Actually, this hopper is just pointing right. Let's do carpet, hopper, counters, true. So now we have the carpet mod doing the measurement for us. I'm not gonna have my second account AFKing here. Let's just pretend it's there. I'm gonna now stand here, wait for an hour or two. There is another thing I can do to speed this up, and it is carpet, spawn chunk size 0. It doesn't matter if my spawn chunks break, because, well, this is just the copy that I'm just using for this test. So that should speed everything up. Yeah, we have decent performance. It's still gonna take a while, but I'm gonna run for an hour or two. And let's see what numbers we get. So we do counter, reset, and then take warp. Let's do 1 hour to begin with, and I might add another hour. Let's do this. Alright, 2 hours have passed. Let's see what the damage was. And what do we have here? 122 minutes, so that's good enough. This is actually a fantastic number, 8,800. So the gold standard for witch farms that aren't magical, so aren't light suppressing or doing stuff like that, is 4,300 items per hour. And that is claimed to be almost 100% efficiency over 99% efficiency. Well, I'm getting 4,400 items per hour. It's like 1 or 2% better. So maybe I'm reaching max efficiency, or maybe the theoretical maximum calculation wasn't exactly right. I don't know. I will have to run a much longer test on this in creative just to make sure that the number is right. And by that, I mean like 100 hours or something like that, not 2 hours like I did now. This could be just an anomaly. But I've seen this number consistently way over 4,300. This is 4,400, so because we have 2, right? So 8,800 divided by 2, 4,400. But the number we care about right now is 1,067 dust per hour. So 117, 1,067 dust per hour. And if we take 52% of that, just to see what the performance of this would be in 118, because I think the performance drop should be more or less the same. Script run 1067 times 52%, 554, 555. 118 question mark, 555 dust per hour. So it's still a performance drop compared to that, but it's not as catastrophic as this. And, well, we will have to live with that, and it's gonna be fine. Because after I'm done here, I am going to update the world to 118. Actually, I will update it slightly later, but pretty much the same day that this video comes out, I will be doing the update to 118. I might stream myself doing testing all kinds of farms, but I will definitely not promise that. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have time, because, you know, it's Christmas time, lots of things are happening. And just for reference, yes, it is Christmas day right now when I'm recording this. The recording of this has been very scattered over many days because you know how it is. There's so much to do around Christmas that you don't always have time to update your Minecraft worlds. And we're back here on the server. I just thought it would be silly to record an outro in a creative copy of the world while we have the real world here. But anyway, that will be it for today. If you want to see if the stream which will be actually pretty much a mini world tour, because I will be just testing all the farms after I update it to 118. If you want to see if it happens or not, come to Discord. There are always links to my Discord in the description. And subscribe if you haven't, leave a like, leave comments, you know, the usual things people say that I usually don't say and everybody's criticizing me for not saying them, in case people forget. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and have a good witch farming rather than raid farming. Bye!